The Philippines sees a record high of over 19,400 fresh COVID-19 infections, pushing the active case count to above 142,000. A research group expresses concern over the rise in the percentage of infected people among those who get tested for COVID-19. Metro Manila and a number of other areas will remain under modified ECQ until September 7 to mitigate the surge in cases. Embattled Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says he is ready to resign, but only until all corruption issues are resolved. And more people still find ways to look for their potential partners amid the pandemic as the demand for online dating booms. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything, or here's rather a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. Aside from the record high single day tally in COVID-19 infections, the Octa Research Group flags a concerning jump in the positivity rate. Speaking to us earlier, Professor Guido David of Octa Research said that over 19,000 new cases logged today is well within the projection of the think tank. Based on data, the Octa Research Group expects the peak of the surge to happen by the first week of September. But David said he is also worried about the sudden increase in the positivity rate or the percentage of infected individuals among others who got tested for COVID-19. He explained that an upward trajectory in the positivity rate may mean an increase in the number of cases.
This might be just a glitch, but this is concerning because we haven't seen this kind of a jump in the positivity rate. And this is one of the strongest indicators that we're looking at to assess the trends over the next few days or even weeks.
David also raised that other areas outside Metro Manila are seeing record numbers. He cited Bacoor in Cavite and the provinces of Laguna, Cagayan, and Tuguegarao as having recorded its highest tally this week since the onset of the pandemic. Davao City has also seen a spike in new cases, the second highest it ever reported.
There have been record highs coming in, and so it's happening all over the Philippines. So this is really worrying.
The health department warns that the COVID-19 cases may still rise in the next few days. The country's caseload now stands at 1,935,000, around 142,600 of which are active cases. The DOH noted that 202 duplicates were removed from the overall case count. At least 167 new fatalities were also recorded overnight, pushing the death toll to over 33,000. Some 76 cases that were previously tagged as recovered have been reclassified as deaths. Now, on the other hand, total recoveries have reached 1,760,000, with over 19,000 new survivors. Now, out of the 71,620 total tests conducted, 27.5% yielded positive results. Metro Manila, Laguna, and Bataan will remain under modified ECQ until September 7. Quarantine passes will no longer be implemented in the capital region. The IATF, however, stressed that movement is limited to accessing goods and services from permitted establishments for work and other activities allowed during the period. Now, as for dining and personal care services, indoor and alfresco dining will still not be allowed during MECQ. Religious gatherings, meanwhile, will remain virtual until September 7. Curfew under MECQ will still be from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Hospitals, grocery stores rather, convenience stores, and drugstores will still be at full capacity. Lastly, individual outdoor exercises like outdoor walking, jogging, running, or biking are permitted within the individual's area. But minimum public health standards and precautions such as wearing of face masks and physical distancing must be observed. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says he is ready to resign once he is able to resolve corruption allegations. The 64-year-old secretary said in a radio interview that he only needs time to sort out the findings and observations filed by the Commission on Audit. Recall that COA flagged the DOH for spending deficiencies amounting to more than 67 billion pesos. No less than President Duterte firmly asserted his side with Duque despite these allegations. But as more findings are revealed, Duterte became more lenient about accepting Duque's possible resignation. The Health Department vows to provide the benefits for more healthcare workers as massive protests loom. Greg Gregorio with the story.
The Alliance of Health Workers has been staging protests due to unpaid COVID-19 benefits. AHW President Robert Mendoza said they are giving the Health Department until August 31 or else at least 2,000 of their members nationwide will hold different forms of strike.
Kasama dito yung malaking mobilization sa Department of Health talaga na dapat magsama-sama ang mga health workers dahil matagal na tayong nananawagan na go resign or go out sa Department of Health.
Aside from the special risk allowance, Mendoza called on the DOH to release their meal subsidy, as well as their active hazard duty pay, dating back from December 2020 to June this year.
Sana marami pa sana na-encourage ng mga health workers na manatili dito sa ating bansa. Kung naibigay man ito, malaking tulong po ito.
The DOH has downloaded additional 311 million pesos for the SRA of around 20,000 healthcare workers. When asked about the looming strike, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere has this to say.
Ginagawa po namin lahat ng aming makakaya para matugunan po natin ang kahilingan ng ating mga healthcare workers. Sanang isipin na lang po natin lahat ngayon yung mga pasyente po na nangangailangan lahat ng serbisyo nating lahat.
Vergere noted that they have already requested an additional fund for the SRA of 17,000 more health workers. And the list will further expand as health facilities continue to submit the details of beneficiaries. The DOH is also now coordinating with lawmakers to cover healthcare workers without direct exposure to COVID-19 patients.
We are limited by the existing laws and policies that we have right now in the country. Nakalagay po maigi doon sa ating batas na directly catering to COVID-19 patients ang atin pong binibigyan. The legislators already committed that they will be amending the law. So once the law is amended, we will do that.
Meanwhile, the DOH reported that almost 99% of healthcare workers have already received their first vaccine doses, and over 96% of those in the master list have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. With this, the agency is now looking at shortening the quarantine period for fully immunized healthcare workers.
It will depend on the Infection and Prevention Control Committee of the hospital. Sila ang magsasabi, pwede ba natin gawin itong 7 days na shortening ng quarantine? It's an option given to hospitals so that we can preserve better our healthcare workers.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The pandemic has kept us inside our homes, but the demand to connect and find relationship remains. Online dating app Bumble has even reported a 60% spike in its monthly users in the second quarter of this year. Let's watch this report from Bloomberg.
Obviously, the pandemic is dragging on, restrictions going up, coming down in fits and starts. How is this impacting the activity you're seeing on the app, and what kind of a dating scene do you expect to see this fall?
Yeah, great to see you. So it's really fascinating. Despite the challenges that the world's been facing with Delta, we've continued to see very positive trends across our platform. So we've referenced this before, even in some of the most affected markets. For example, in Q2, we saw increasing engagement and activity, even with the spread of Delta in India. And the Bumble app monthly active users grew at over 60% year over year in that market during that time. So that just suggests that as loneliness climbs, as people go through devastating chapters, the need to connect and the need to find relationships does not disappear. The demand stays. And we become the only outlet, right? When you can no longer go out and meet people in person. So, you know, we continue to gain share and maintain download share in most of our major markets, even throughout this COVID crisis. And we're really looking to the future now. We've seen a lot of silver lining through this chapter as far as what people want out of their relationship goes. And we have seen this intentionality spike. People are now really looking for specific relationships, and they want to find them quickly and safely. So even as the world goes back to, call it normal, people will still come to our products first to meet in a digital safe capacity, to vet the person, to understand who's on the other side of the screen, and then go meet in real life. So we really do see strong results on either side of this COVID scenario. And despite these challenges, we've seen these positive trends.
Now, speaking of friends, look, it's dating in general can be tough. Dating in a pandemic, even tougher. And the dating app scene can be frustrating. You know, some people, they see the same guys on different apps. They're tired of making the first move and the conversation fizzling or not getting a response at all. What do you have to say to the people who are wondering, why should I pay for Bumble if I'm not having luck?
Well, you know, this is the easiest, safest way to meet people. Going out to a bar and sitting around and waiting for somebody to walk by, this is outdated, and candidly, the luck in that category is very low. We have so many options. You can adjust your filters, you can adjust your settings, you can travel on our products. So even if you're not having luck in a particular moment, in a particular town, in a particular range of settings, you have this remarkable optionality to change what you're looking for. And so we've heard of countless stories of someone who hasn't found what they're looking for. Then they go into their intentional features and they say, I want someone of this religion. I want someone that's only looking for something serious. And I want someone that is, you know, only a social drinker and doesn't want something in the future. They can be so particular about what they're looking for. And then boom, that person they're looking for falls into their lap. And you don't have that option in real life. You cannot customize the person you want to meet out in the real world. And so technology and Bumble and our products give you this incredible opportunity to take control of what you are looking for and to find it.
Let's take a quick look at the other top stories today. Newly registered voters have now reached over 4.7 million, more than the COMELEC's goal of 2 million. Still, the push for more registered voters continues as COMELEC assured the public that proper health measures are in place for voter registration. The poll body reminded the public that registration is open only until September 30. The tandem of Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and President Duterte for the 2022 elections is unlikely to happen, according to Hugpong ng Pagbabago. HNP Secretary General Anthony Del Rosario explained that Mayor Sara had already made it clear that she will not run alongside her father in the next year's polls. Del Rosario added that Sara Duterte has two choices: either run again as mayor in Davao City or a gun for the presidential post. And wheelchair racer Gerald Mangliwan will look to redeem himself as he competes in the finals of the men's 1,500 meter T52 race tomorrow. Mangliwan will be lining up on lane 4 off the field of 7 outright finalists in the event scheduled at around 7 p.m. Manila time. Also seeing action tomorrow is swimmer Ernie Gawilan, who will vie in the second heat of the men's 400-meter freestyle S7 race. The top 8 qualifiers will enter the finals, which will also happen within the day. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.